It's the first of 6 games here on Super Wildcard Weekend, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A first carry now. This is Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. To throw is Jackson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Jackson. He's going to air one out. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Powering his way forward. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And, look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defense in front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a 1st down, too. But just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play, one-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. It'll go as just a 15-yard punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their opening drive, that ended with the interception. Fortunate, though, it didn't lead to points.
It didn't lead to points, and because they kind of got away with one, maybe you come back and throw something similar again to show that you're not afraid, that you're not going to back down, and take your shot. Let the defense know that you're going to be there all game long.
From the 38 now, here's second down and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Now a 3rd and 6. Throwing is Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. From the gun, Jackson. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. In motion goes the tight end. Jackson now. This pass complete to Higgins. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt them later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there, because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
No score after one on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
This is 2nd and 8. Here's Pacheco once again. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Hey, 57 color.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. That one out wide and intercepted. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were in nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
He's got a man that's caught left sideline. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
A promising sign there from an offense that hasn't done a whole lot to this point. Nice job to locate the open receiver. And it's good yardage and a 1st down to open the drive.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Now, this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1. And in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And a quick throw here, that's complete. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route,
and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job right there of identifying where to go and picking up good yardage.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Well, officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there. But that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end. And that play going nowhere. And they call it a loss of a yard there. And now what we have here, a 3rd and goal. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Javonte Williams, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
2nd and 10.
Yellow.
Here's Mahomes to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Connecting on the out route here with Higgins.
43.
Now here's Mahomes. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he's going to be brought down right there after the catch at the 34. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Attack, attack! Hey, 43, 43, 15. Yellow, yellow. Right side.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. T. Higgins, 34 yards. And the Chiefs have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. Now it's Jackson. And his throw is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 24 yards.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Now Jackson. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Here's Jackson to throw. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a second and just a few inches left.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Hey, 15, 15, 15. Hey, 57, 57.
Mahomes going to throw. That's caught right side by Worthy. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential, but when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be third down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Easy. Hey, rip list.
Mahomes now to throw. That is caught. And just shutting him off there. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. It's been all passing all the time on this drive. 5 for 5, and now first and goal.
Feels like a case of until they stop us, we might as well keep running the offense that we like to run. Don't change up and do something different just because you think you need to.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's got it. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal.
And they ran just a little underneath route here on first and goal, but there's really not a whole lot of room to operate this close to the goal line. He's just not able to get loose after the catch.
Second and goal from the 1.
Hey, 43.
Final shot before the half from Mahomes. Pacheco driving for the goal line, but he's marked down short. And with no timeouts, no chance to get the field goal unit out there. And frustration going to set in, as that is going to be how this first half will come to a close. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far in the score. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial. Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Williams going to get it again on second down.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams.
Breaks the tackle. Now an alley. Down the left sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Flushed out right. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Williams will try again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And now third and goal coming up, the loss on second down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Third and goal, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
Anytime the ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half. Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
In motion right goes Higgins.
Now Mahomes. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw, it's Mahomes.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
On Sunday. Right. Yellow.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And a completion to Wilson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Color.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Now it's Mahomes again. Being chased out left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. The improv act there, good for 9. And now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
So they get the conversion on 4th, and now from the 25, they operate with a 1st and 10.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
57. Yellow.
Now here's Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. That's going to be brought in by Higgins. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
Mahomes quickly complete out wide. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
They give it to Williams running right, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Here's 3rd and 7.
One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing is Jackson.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. Down the left sideline.
And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
Let's go.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Well, Brennan, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you will too.
Without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
To throw is Jackson. Going to throw on 3rd and goal. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to swell the lead to 6.
Narvis's kick is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the fourth as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
He'll drop this off to Pacheco.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Attack!
Looking to throw is Mahomes.
And he'll spot Higgins open left side.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Right. 15. Come back. Right side.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Yellow.
Now back to throw.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Hero 15. Attack. Eye on these two. 15.
The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Will the defense pressure or sit back? Here's 4th and 5.
Hey, 43. Yellow. 43.
Now Mahomes got to have this one. Steps away to his left.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here.
And again, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right.
And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go. But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
A big play here. 3rd and 2.
Hey, 57, 57.
Mahomes. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
They'll run here with Pacheco.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Here now, 2nd and goal.
50, yellow, 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 yellow. Easy, 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 easy. Hey, rip list.
Mahomes.
And it's caught. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the 4th quarter. So they're not home yet. Still a critical extra point here to break the tie. And they have got the lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Jackson. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu.
When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Yellow.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back, but 8 yards on 1st down puts them back on their heels.
And he will have a Chiefs 1st down, and that's the one that should seal the victory.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that?